Tonight, when the lights go out, you will still feel like you are you. You will remember your name, your childhood, your favorite song, your worst mistake. All of these memories will feel like they belong to one person, you. But inside your skull, there is no tiny person watching the world. There is no little observer sitting behind your eyes. There is only a brain. Roughly 86 billion neurons, firing electrical signals across an incredibly complex network. And somehow, those signals create the feeling of being someone. But why? For centuries, philosophers have asked the same strange question. What makes you, you? The ancient Greek philosopher Aristotle believed the soul was deeply connected to life itself. Centuries later, René Descartes proposed something different. He argued that the mind and body were separate. His famous conclusion was simple. I think, therefore I am. But modern neuroscience has made the question even stranger. Because when scientists look inside the brain, they cannot find a single place where the self lives. There is no self-center. No tiny control room. No single neuron labeled you. Instead, your sense of self seems to emerge from many different systems working together. Your memories. Your emotions. Your body. Your attention. Your expectations. Even your ability to imagine the future. Together, they create something that feels incredibly solid. Your identity. But that identity can change. And sometimes, the brain can change it without asking you. In the 19th century, physicians began documenting unusual cases of brain injury. One famous case involved a railway worker named Phineas Gage. In 1848, a metal tamping rod passed through his skull after an explosion. He survived. But according to reports, his personality changed dramatically. The man his friends knew seemed different. The accident became one of the most famous cases in neuroscience. It suggested something disturbing. Your personality is not separate from your physical brain. Change the brain, and you can change the person. But the mystery goes deeper. Your brain does not simply receive information from the outside world. It constantly predicts what is happening. Neuroscientist Carl Friston developed influential theories describing the brain as a prediction machine. Your brain is constantly making guesses. Then it compares those guesses with incoming information. You feel your hand touching the table. You hear your own voice. You see your reflection. And your brain combines these signals into one continuous experience. The result feels effortless. But it is not. Your brain is working constantly. Even the feeling that your body belongs to you can be manipulated. In experiments known as the rubber hand illusion, researchers discovered something remarkable. People can begin to feel that a fake rubber hand belongs to them. The trick is surprisingly simple. A person's real hand is hidden. A rubber hand is placed where they can see it. Then both hands are stroked at the same time. After a while, the brain begins connecting the visual and physical signals. The fake hand starts to feel strangely personal. Some participants even react when the rubber hand appears threatened. Think about what that means. Your brain can be convinced that a piece of rubber is part of you. So what exactly does you mean? If your brain can change its boundaries, perhaps the self is not as fixed as it feels. And there is another strange problem. Your brain is constantly changing. Every thought you have changes something. Every memory you create changes something. Every experience leaves a physical trace. The person you were 10 years ago had a different brain from the one you have now. Yet you still feel like the same person. This is sometimes called psychological continuity. Your memories create a bridge between your past and your present. You remember being a child. You remember yesterday. You expect to wake up tomorrow. And your brain connects all three into one story. But memories are not perfect recordings. They are reconstructed. Each time you remember something, your brain rebuilds it. That means the story of your life is constantly being edited. And yet, you experience it as one continuous story. Your brain also creates a model of your future self. You imagine who you might become, where you might live, who you might love, what you might achieve. This ability allows humans to plan. But it also creates anxiety. Because your brain can imagine a future that does not exist yet. You can worry about tomorrow, regret yesterday, and still somehow experience both inside the present moment. So perhaps your sense of self is not a single object. Perhaps it is a process. A story your brain continuously updates. A story built from memories, sensations, predictions, and emotions. But if the self is a story, who is reading it? That question takes us into one of the deepest mysteries of consciousness. The brain is made of physical matter. Neurons, blood vessels, chemical signals, electrical activity. Yet none of these things, individually, seem to explain why experience feels like anything at all. Philosopher David Chalmers famously described this as the hard problem of consciousness. Why does brain activity produce subjective experience? Why does seeing red feel like something? Why does pain hurt? Why does music move you? Why does your own existence feel personal? Science can measure brain activity. It can map neural networks. It can observe which areas become active during different experiences. But the feeling of being you remains difficult to explain completely. Maybe one day science will solve it. Maybe consciousness will become as understandable as vision or memory. Or maybe the mystery is deeper than we currently imagine. Because there is one final twist. You have never experienced the world directly. Everything you have ever seen, heard, touched, smelled, or remembered has passed through your brain. The world you experience is your brain's model of reality. Even your sense of yourself is part of that model. You are not a tiny observer inside your head. You are the experience created by the entire system. Your brain builds a body. It builds a past. It builds a future. And somewhere between those memories and predictions, it builds you. So the next time you look into a mirror, remember something strange. The person staring back is not simply a face. It is a story. A story your brain has been writing for your entire life. And perhaps the most astonishing part is this. The brain that created the story of you is also the thing you call you.